What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Transformers review, we're going to be taking a look at something that I've had for a while and have been too lazy to review, although I did do an out-the-box review for the patrons, and it is the new Earthrise Voyager class Grapple, and I still keep wanting to call him Hoist. I know they kind of have a friendship deal and they built the thing together, but I keep calling him the wrong name. He's a big orange dude. He's the thing. If you saw my in the kitchen video a little while ago, I showed that I picked him up. And in fact, at Target today, they still had him. Except for one person who did a full-on swap out, I'll show the picture here, and replaced him with, I assume, is some kind of Generations version of Hook. You're an asshole. And the people at the counter at Target are too stupid to bother to look that this doesn't look like this. But either way, there he is in the plastic prison. Says Transformers, says Takara Tomy, says Generation, says Earthrise, War for Cybertron. Yay, A+. I'm right in the middle of that. Hasbro, really nice artwork there, very much in line with the Siege stuff. You even got the arc in the background. Voyager class, Classe Voyager, Voyager Classe, Glace, be a hero. Classe Voyager, some Cybertronian there. Same thing there. You do get the same symbol there. FWC E10, so we got the Earthrise 10, and then come over here, you've got the new side box art with all the cool stuff. Nemesis, Arc, people floating, Megatron, there's our big boy back there. We get all kinds of new faces. I still want this person, can't find him anywhere. Hey, look, a Bumblebee. I wonder if we'll get one of those. I like that they show Sideswipe again. We got RC, who we've seen. You see Trailbreaker, who we've seen coming. I can't exactly tell who that is, but I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. Quintessons, cool. Another Shockwave, and somebody trapped in a bubble. And then you come to the back, and you've got all the same stuff there. You got Battle Masters. You can make shields. Absolutely not interested in that. Transforms in 16 steps. Is it? Like, I've transformed this guy. I don't even know that it's 16 steps. I guess if you count rotating stuff to be extra steps. So that's all that. You've got stuff on the bottom. You got little bodies floating. Come to the top. You have Galvatron. What's that all about? And then, of course, you have a big Autobot logo there. He's pretty cool. I caught him on sale. They're not on sale anymore, but he's there. I still can't find any of the deluxes. I can only find Voyagers. I have found Prime. I just didn't have $50 to buy him, so I'll have to pick him up another day if I'm going to get him. I don't want the new Starscream. I already have a good Starscream. I do want Wheeljack. I do want Cliffjumper. Can't find them, so I'm just waiting on them to eventually show up. But let's go ahead and get this guy open and see how orange he actually is. And before we go too much further, I did want to show off that the inside cover does have all of this stuff. It does come with the little code reader red plastic dealy. Unfortunately, there's no hidden planet name on his anywhere, so there's no point in showing that off. But other ones do have it, so they're showing off different planets that different people are from, possibly that the series will take place in, so to speak. But usually it's somewhere near these red lines and things like that and hidden in this area. But there is not one on him, so it doesn't matter. And there we go. There's our orange boy, or Safety Man McBuild thing, as I called him in that one thing. And yeah, he is an orange crane truck with arms laying on it. And if you go back and look at like older versions of him, even maybe the MP, there's really not much difference. Like his form is basically the same regardless of what you do. And as it goes, he's pretty small comparatively. Like, he doesn't even scale to the rest of the vehicles. Like, every other vehicle, even the Voyager class that he is, are all much, much bigger than him. Now, unfortunately, due to time constraints, I don't have anybody in vehicle mode. So there's no real need to compare to other vehicles and stuff. But that's fine. So here is our good friend, Wally, for comparison. So, Wally, this is Grapple. He'll help you build stuff out of garbage. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really how small he is. And in this mode, you can do the crane arm. It is on a ratchet. It can slide in and out. Mine, in fact, was glued. You can sort of see right here. It was glue that leaked through, so this whole thing is glued together from the factory with some super glue. I actually had to just pull on it until it gave out, and then I actually scraped away the excess there, but it was fine. Now, I will say I have a couple issues with mine. These pegs right here that are supposed to hold the arms down are just crap. They just don't hold anybody in place. And then occasionally you'll see that this area back here with the rear wheels will pop up and out of place. Speaking of the wheels, they do roll. These are pinned in, these are clipped in, and these are actually painted fairly nicely, though I don't understand why they're orange instead of, you know, silver. I figured that would make more sense. I guess this is like either an air filter or a gas tank or something. There is a lot of molded detail going down the sides. You got bolt holes, panels, all kinds of stuff. You even got some warning stripes there and there, which is why he's Safety Man McBuild a thing. But you can see he's a little translucent through here. The light's actually kind of making that light up. You also have a nozzle right there for reasons. You do also have these stanchion thingies here, the upright supports. Now, I heard one reviewer say these come off. That might have just been his. I can't move those, and I'm not going to try. But for me, I figure that if they're going to do the inevitable Inferno repaint, one, he's going to change out the light bar, there's going to be a ladder. I assume that these might disappear, but I don't know if ladder trucks use those, to be totally honest. But for the most part, it's pretty good. You got translucent all up here, especially for these little blue warning lights and the headlights. The good chunk of this whole forward cab is translucent. So it is what it is. I like this. It does look good. Big Autobot logo right there. I wonder if that'll be his chest. I do kind of wish they had painted the windshield wipers and the mirrors. I feel like they missed a chance there. And same thing with these horns up top. Like, come on. It's right there. You could have done it. I mean, here's the idea how screwed up this scale is. This is a ladder for people to climb into the cab. Like, that's just not big enough, buddy. Sorry. He does roll, but not very well on this particular surface. A smooth surface, it'll probably be pretty good. You do have weapon holes here, here, and up here, and then one right there. And you do have a weapon, so to speak. You do have this little claw thingy here for constructing purposes. And you can plug that anywhere you got a hole that it'll fit, but I do enjoy the fact that you can plug it in right up here. Also, I wish they had painted that hook silver. So you can do that, and you can turn that down, and he can try to pick stuff up. It's fine. But you can also, you know, fujunk that down in there. I like the idea that it's there. And there's probably a way this actually looks like a C-clip, so that probably will connect to something somehow, so you can actually get him in a good kind of pose. I mean, it has some good playability. It's not the most stable of things to be tied together, but you can definitely try to, like, pick up a Wally if you wanted to. So, I mean, he's not going to hold him by any means, but it'd be kind of funny if you could. Like, Wally, just kind of go with it, bud. Go with it. Just not quite there. And this thing isn't 100% square either. It's wider than it is tall, so it can try to grapple on different things. I wonder if it'll grab his head. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Wait. Let's see if I can get it to grab his head a little, because that'd be hilarious. Just have him picked up by the head. Yeah. Oh, dang it. I thought I had it. I'm not giving up on this. So get in there. Oh, almost. Come on. Come on. I don't want it. It's soft-ish plastic. It might work. I just also don't want to damage Wally. Oh, yeah, almost. Come on. I think I almost got it. I got crud all over my nails. I just realized that from dinner. Please, please. Ah, dang it. Either way, I give up. Okay, so let's get this guy transformed up. Go ahead and remove that because you don't need it. Do this. And honestly, he has a super simple transformation, very reminiscent of Ironhide's. Not that they're the same mold or anything, but they're very similar. So you want to come up here, just kind of split that, flip these forward. You got tabs, you got holes. Just kind of in there. Flip the entire front section down, and there you go. There's your transformer. Told you. Super simple. Rotate, straighten it out, turn the elbows forward. That doesn't always tab in the best. There's no head to flip in because it's all super hollow up in there. But you have this entire mess to play with. So you can come down here, and yes, there is a problem with this guy out of the box, and it has to do with these pegs. See how they're hollow? There's usually a ridge there. I trimmed them off when I did my out-the-box reaction, and they will catch on the inside of these holes, so it will be very difficult to get those out of there. Hopefully in the future they change the mold ever so slightly. Hey, look, he's an X-Man. But if nothing else, just trim that excess off. It's not that big a deal. Now you have this big old accordion piece, and it will fold up. So you got a big black tab there that'll go inside there. No, never mind. That's our that. Sorry. You have a big slot there, big tab there. Flip this up, cram it in there, collapse that down, collapse this up. Another hole, another tab it together, and then before you get too much further, go ahead and rotate its head, which mine's actually getting kind of loose, which is odd. And then just do it here. There's a couple small spots there, and you got some tabs there. You do that number, and then you want to rotate this backwards, collapse the boom, and then just flip this down, and it will lock into place. Come down to the feetsies, pop this down, and go ahead and collapse that up. I'm a fan of what happens with the wheels there. I think it's just a neat idea. And then you've got hands that are secreted away like you would never know they're there. And there we go. There's our Grapple boy in bot mode. And there's his claw. Now you can still store the claw on this little spot here if you want. You could totally store it up here if you want, or you could totally just attach it to this if you want. I'm just going to keep saying if you want. It's your toy. Do with it as you please. But I kind of like that just as a storage option. But as it goes, he's a good looking bot. Very nice representation of the character. He does have some silver face paint, some blue eyes, but his head is a very translucent orange, so light shines through. And you can see how ridiculously overexposed it is inside there. He does have some nice molded details, as you can see on there. I'm just interested to see what they do for Inferno, because he's supposed to have like those little white ear flaps that I think are going to have to come out from here. And maybe they'll change the head sculpt. He does have a very nice chin. Paintwork is pretty good. And like I said, it does just rotate. There's no kind of neck articulation at all. And then you come to the shoulders over here. You do get 90. You can rotate all the way around. And if you're so inclined, you can get a butterfly that really ridiculously breaks the sculpt. You do get bicep rotation and a single jointed elbow, good for just over 90. And then a fist that doesn't do anything except maybe break the sculpt right about there. And of course he holds his weapons. It's fine. It's fine. You do get waist rotation right there. And you get a perfect Jean-Claude, of course. And you can do a ridiculous chorus line or some splits, but yeah, that's just not gonna quite work, but that's okay. I don't think he's much of a ballerina in the first place. Thigh rotation, really not so happy. Yellow paint. I find it interesting that they wanted it to look like a one continuous like tank thing going through the leg. Okay. Then you got a knee that bends and blocks itself up right there. And you also have some ankle tiltage, so you can pop it down like this. You can get a little bit, and you get that huge rocker that they're usually known for. And I'm out of time. So yeah, I mean, he can do a decent splits and still be upright. That's pretty cool. These pins are super unsightly. I wish they had painted over that, to be honest. The clean ends are back here, but you know, it is what it is. And then you've got all your exposed pegs and things like that. I have considered getting some of these filler things that people are making. I figured the one for him is going to be pretty difficult to match this yellow. Now, I did mention this in the out-the-box review, that these leg pieces are definitely separate pieces, or at least they look like it. So just these little ankle inserts or calf inserts. But then again, they might just be a part of this and not a part of this. So I was thinking maybe in the future they could change that up. So anywhere there's like a panel gap, I just immediately assume they might replace it down the line for Inferno. Now, let's give him his accessories, of which he has one. The gun. It's a pretty neat little gun. Still has some good hollowness, though. Kind of a Gundam-esque weapon, especially with like that camera there. But otherwise, it's not It's not horrendous. They're getting better about the weapons. Like, if you get the Prime, his gun is not hollow. I've seen that in reviews. But he can hold it like that, and of course there's pegs, so you could store it on the side of the arm if you're so inclined. I don't know why you would, but you can. That's the thing. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this in this hand because he does have one other accessory that you can use here, and it is his little nozzle thing. So this guy, it's hollow. I hate that they did that, but it's painted silver, so that's the thing. But if you flip the hand around, you can, come back here. Plug that in like so, and I think that's kind of I doubt it's a hose. I think it's more for like welding, or maybe it is just a straight up weapon. It's one of those things that it's ambiguous what it's for, but he's a good looking grapple. Let's go ahead and bring in some other bots. See, one problem is the way the hands fold away, you can't fill this whole gap. You can fill that little bit though. Let's tuck his gun down just a little, so we can bring in Ratchet for comparison. So he's kind of a big deluxe versus a Voyager. We'll bring in Siege Refractor, so tiny guy, and then bring in Siege So Shady Prime. So he's a Voyager, but he's still taller than this guy. So even within the Voyager ranks, he's still pretty big. But as vehicles go, this truck is significantly bigger than this. And 18-wheelers are not generally that much bigger than a fire truck. They're close-ish in size, especially like older ones. Not like... Obviously, newer stuff's going to be different. But, you know, if you're talking about a big crane truck, it could be very big, even towering over, no pun intended, good old things like that. But... as it goes, he's a good figure. The transformation is actually pretty simple and fairly well intuitive. I figured it out without even looking at the instructions. There's some kind of playability occasionally, so you could flip that over or rotate it so he can use the claw in this mode if you're just feeling weird. You could totally do that. I do think I look forward to Inferno more, but I got this guy because I've never had a grapple. And since Starscream didn't interest me, I wanted a cool, big, new robot. I don't know if you guys are obsessed. Now, there is a thing that I might actually just do a lot of my Earthrise stuff in vehicle mode. The vehicle modes actually look really good, and I almost don't care about the bot modes. So for me, it's almost like keeping all of the Siege stuff in robot mode and then having Earthrise figures for my Earth representation. Oh, I did forget to point this out. He does have the bluish points if you watch him go. So we've got there, and here. I do have all my bluish effect parts kind of all being used. I guess technically speaking, these might work, but I doubt it. But there's a big one right there. So if you're interested, you can have him being shot from every possible direction. And of course, the guns and that thing have the same bluish ability. So there's that. But as it goes, he's a good one. I recommend him. He's a good representation. I can't even tell you the last time. Like, literally don't have any clue. Last time we got a mainline version of Grapple. Obviously, there's been MPs, both main and third party. So he does exist out there in the world. But as it goes for this figure, and the fact that I got him for 20 instead of 25 was definitely a bonus. Caught it at that Target sale. Well, guys, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up if you like this boy. And, of course, if you have him, let me know. And do you think that they need to do a little bit more with smaller details, like painting the mirrors and such? I think that that's something that they should, you know, really get after, especially if they've already got the silver paint out. Let me know. And if you think that you're going to prefer Inferno, also let me know down below. But I will catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.